Welcome to C.Tube, where ancient Chinese strategy meets modern life. Through timeless tales of power, wisdom, and intrigue, we decode the art of decision-making, self-awareness, and navigating the complexities of career and life. Let history be your greatest teacher. In today's story, we journey back to the late Tang Dynasty, where a steadfast chancellor faced rebellion, assassination attempts, and the weight of an empire on the brink. More than just a tale of military campaigns and political turmoil, this is a story about humility in the face of triumph and how true greatness is measured not only by what one achieves, but by how one carries success. Let's step into the moment and see what it reveals about us today. Part 1. The relentless threat of rebellion. In the late Tang Dynasty, the empire was besieged by endless uprisings, led by powerful regional warlords. After the death of Wu Shaoyan, the military governor of Huaixi, his son Wu Yanji seized control of the army and launched a rebellion. Many ministers urged the emperor to appease him by granting official recognition, but Chancellor Peidu argued otherwise. He insisted that Huaixi posed a mortal danger to the court, and only through decisive military action could peace be restored. His bold stance enraged the warlords, who plotted assassinations against those calling for war. On his way to court, Minister Wu Yonghong was murdered, and Peidu himself was severely wounded. Fear spread through the capital, and officials again begged Emperor Shenzong to abandon the campaign. But Peidu declared firmly, "If we do not root out Wu Yanji now, the empire will never see peace. This thorn must be pulled." Impressed by his courage, Emperor Shenzong appointed Peidu as chancellor and entrusted him with command of the campaign. Part 2. A war fought with strategy and resolve. The war dragged on for years, plagued by disunity among the generals and constant supply shortages. Once again, some ministers pushed for peace. When Emperor Shenzong asked Peidu for advice, he answered without hesitation, "We must hold firm. Wu Yanji is already cornered. Our failures come not from his strength, but from our lack of unity." Determined, Peidu volunteered to lead from the front lines. The emperor personally escorted him to the city gate and gifted him the imperial Tonten belt as a symbol of trust. With tears in his eyes, Peidu vowed, "I will not return until the rebellion is destroyed." At the front, he abolished the meddling eunuch supervisors, restoring autonomy to the generals. Morale soared. Among his commanders was Li Shuo, the valiant son of the legendary general Li Sheng. Together, they devised a daring plan. On a stormy, snow-filled night, Li Shuo led a surprise march on Zhangjia village, a key stronghold of Wu Yanji. The rebel troops, unprepared in the cold, were swiftly overwhelmed. Pressing the advantage, Li Shuo pushed onward through 70 miles of blizzard and infiltrated Wu Yanji's headquarters in Caizhou. Scaling the walls under the cover of darkness, his soldiers broke into the inner city and captured Wu Yanji in his sleep. The victory stunned the realm. Peidu immediately entered Caizhou, abolished oppressive taxes, and declared amnesty for most soldiers. Only the ringleaders of the rebellion would be punished. Many joined the imperial ranks, while others returned peacefully to farming. Stability returned almost overnight. Part 3. A legacy of humility and loyalty. The suppression of the Huaixi rebellion marked a turning point. Other warlords, awed by the empire's determination, submitted to the court. Later, Peidu would also lead campaigns against Li Shidao, reclaiming 12 prefectures and restoring much of the empire's unity. Yet despite these triumphs, Peidu never claimed credit. "The victories belong to the soldiers," he often said. He mentored future luminaries like Li Deyu, Han Yu, and Liu Yuxi, promoted capable generals, and refused to advance unworthy relatives. In his final days, bedridden and frail, Peidu asked to return the imperial belt to Emperor Winzhou, the successor of Emperor Shenzong. This treasure was granted by the late emperor. I cannot take it with me to the grave, nor let it fall into private hands. I return it now to the throne. Thus ended the life of Peidu, a statesman of rare courage and humility, whose resolve saved the Tang dynasty from disintegration, and whose modesty preserved his name for centuries. Now, let's break it down into the key takeaways you won't want to forget. A person who refrains from boasting about his strengths shows a certain virtue. But to achieve greatness without claiming it as one's own is a far rarer quality, requiring deep wisdom and self-cultivation. Peidu stood against the tide of opinion, insisting on suppressing the separatist forces of Huaisi rather than indulging them. This revealed his foresight. Even after surviving an assassination attempt, he remained unshaken. Pressing for war, this proved his resolve. When setbacks plagued the imperial forces, he discerned opportunities others could not see. This showed his insight. By restoring morale and entrusting Li Shuo, he enabled the Tang army to strike a decisive blow on a snowy night, capturing Caizhou and bringing the rebellion to an end. This displayed his ability to seize the moment and recognize true talent. In a time of national peril, he alone upheld the dynasty, and among both his achievements and his character, few could compare. Yet success brings its dangers. To boast of small accomplishments makes one appear shallow or laughable, drawing resentment rather than admiration. For those whose contributions tower above others, the risks are even greater. In imperial history, countless rulers rewarded ordinary merit but executed those whose glory eclipsed their own. The founding emperor of the Ming dynasty once warned his heir with a spiked staff. These thorns are the meritorious officials. Only when I pluck them out will I hand the staff to you. Centuries later, Zheng Guofan, who crushed the Taiping rebellion, faced a similar dilemma. His service was beyond measure, and the Empress Dowager Cixi worried about how to reward him. Only by deliberately making mistakes, thus diminishing his credit, did he escape suspicion. In such circumstances, to achieve greatness without claiming it is not only a virtue, but also a safeguard for survival. Unfortunately, few can live up to this standard, for true wisdom belongs to the rarest of men. Thus, when judging a person, it is not enough to see whether he can achieve success. The true measure lies in how he conducts himself after success, whether he becomes arrogant and self-congratulatory, or whether he remains humble despite his merits. The former is unworthy of admiration, while the latter approaches perfection. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into history and insight, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the wisdom behind the ages.